What is going on, guys? Samuel World from Samuel One World Productions here, back with an actual full movie review, and it's been almost I've done one of these, honestly. Like, I can't remember the last time I actually done like an actual full movie review, honestly. I don't know why I stopped doing this, because I do enjoy talking about movies, but I think I'm only doing like full ones on certain movies, honestly. I feel like I actually want to do a full movie review. Like, I do plan to do that when I do eventually see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But now I'm gonna talk an interesting movie that's sparked a lot of debate in the last few weeks since it came out. And that, my friends, is Beau Is Afraid. Oh boy, Beau Is Afraid. Now, Beau Is Afraid is written, produced, and directed by Ari Aster, and it stars the cast of Joaquin Phoenix, Pappy Dumpone, Nathan Lane, Amy Ryan, Parker Posey, like a lot of talented people involved. Of course, those who don't know who Ari Aster is, he's basically been an up-and-comer since 2018, of course, when he released Hereditary, which, and for those who don't know about my channel since 2018, I absolutely adore Hereditary. I absolutely adore that amazing horror movie. In fact, it's not only one of my favorite horror movies of all time, it's also one of my favorite films of all time. Yes, I'm going down for Hereditary. I feel like I wasn't expecting to love much like that, but it definitely feels very different than most horror movies. That's what makes it stand out. You got Toni Collette doing one of the best performances of her career. Yet a great supporting cast performance as well. Some pretty shocking and surprising moments. And again, a film that basically is not only horror cut from the actual scary and terrifying nature, but it's scary from the realistic family drama, which I know, like most A24 films, are not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. But for me, I ate it all up. I fucking love that shit. And it's a film I appreciate the more and more I rewatch. I've seen it so many times, and I always appreciate it more and more I watch it. And of course, he leads me to Somewhere the Next Deal, which is a film I actually thought was great until the third act. It definitely had a lot of things great with it, but like it definitely, like in terms of cinematography and production design, Ari Aster always nails it. And Florence Pugh is amazing in that movie. And it definitely has an interesting story and it's very compelling. Actually, the third act goes a bit off the wall to my liking, honestly, and that's kind of a lot of people in this movie, so I know it's not just me. But I mean, I still like the movie. I still think it's a damn good movie. I just the third act kind of falls apart a little bit. That's just me, though. But Ari Aster is one of those directors I'm definitely always going to keep my eye on whenever he's moving, because you know he's going to deliver something that's really out there and different, unlike most movies. And you know, when we live in a society where we get nothing but sequels and reboots and remakes, like, because we get so many reboots nowadays, it's also films that also more rely on nostalgia than ever before. Like I know that it gets like all those stuff, but I feel it's more better than ever recently, and it's definitely something that you can't just not notice. But again, I was definitely curious to see what they're going to do with Beau Is Afraid, and I was definitely excited. When I finally watched it the first time, I was excited to see what crazy shit I could just think. I hear that this movie is definitely out there, and they weren't kidding. In fact, it was so out there, I didn't know if I liked it or not. No, I'm serious. I didn't know if I liked it or not. I didn't know if I enjoyed it. I didn't know how I really feel about it. Like, it's one of those movies that's like, I need to rewatch it to fully grasp how I feel about it. So I feel like this is one of those few films I think I definitely need a rewatch just to really grasp my thoughts on Beau Is Afraid, just to grasp how I actually feel about the movie. Because I knew this is definitely unlike any movie I've seen in a very long time, and it goes to some weird ass shit in this movie. That's all I'm gonna say. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So I eventually was finally able to rewatch Beau Is Afraid. And this is probably going to be this year's divisive movie. There's always that one movie that comes out every year that everyone's going to be like, oh my god, this is amazing, this movie is incredible, this movie is like the best of the year, this movie is just fucking wonderful. Or people are going to be like, oh my god, this movie is trash, how can you not enjoy this? This movie is terrible, how could you enjoy this movie? Is terrible, it's garbage, this or that is terrible, it's one of the worst of the year. We're doing between, honestly. But it's rare that we find someone that's actually very in between in that sense, honestly. And I know this video kind of got a lot of discourse with some fellow critics, whether or not you love it, you think you're a horror snob, or when you don't enjoy it, you think you're just someone who enjoys Marvel movies, or all that stuff. Like, it's a whole topic for another day I'm not going to get into. So what are my personal thoughts on Beau Is Afraid? What did I personally think about this movie after a rewatch? Well, my friends, I am here to tell you that I think Beau Is Afraid is truly, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm on that side that I think this movie is fantastic. Another hit from Ari Aster again. One of those directors that, again, like I said, I'm always gonna keep my eye out for, and this one proves that. No, again, I can understand why people don't like this. This is not me, like I said, artist films and pretty much A24 movies in general are not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. Because they're just not like, oh, the film is just too smart for you and all this stuff. Not on that level. Just more that some people just don't into these movies, and that's okay. Some people like certain films certain ways, and that's okay. I mean, I'm talking about enjoys like all kinds of movies, so that's all who does the only movies and someone who enjoys a lot of A24 movies recently. Like, they can't be a kind of back and forth, honestly, in my opinion, but they've been having more hits lately, and this is another staple fit. But again, just a masterpiece of the movie that's considering how weird and insane they are, and how also very long the movie is, and we now live in a society where movies are very long. I can never see why some could be turned up by it. I'm not invested in that. Just me personally, I think Beau Is Afraid is definitely one of the best movies to come out in 2023, and there's a possibility that it probably could be the best movie I see this year, the more you think about it. Yeah, it's one that's so off the rails, insane, and unlike anything I've seen before. Truly made me respect Ari Aster more. I think part of the reason why I connected so much to this movie is probably his portrayal of anxiety in this movie. Like, that's kind of like the main message of this movie, anxiety, and it's not like rocket science. It's not one of those things where it's metaphorical or anything. It's very obvious. But someone who also has a major issue with anxiety, feels like that he also deals with stuff like out of his control. I relate a lot to the character of Beau in this movie, and I relate a lot to what he went through here. I mean, not in how some things are portrayed, obviously with some aspects in the third act, but in terms of how anxiety is portrayed here, and how it can make your mind go so crazy and muddled and everything, it kind of also makes how the film can feel kind of flustered and kind of incoherent at times. It's making a lot more sense, actually. It's definitely a nice, interesting way to tell a story, actually, and I was actually compelled by that. Again, that's probably why I wasn't sure how I feel about the movie, but I think once I actually thought about it, I think it makes me look more interested and invested in what was going on. And this is by run time, which again, it's gonna be a make or break of this movie. Again, we realize anxiety will, of course, like most of the movies can like run long times, even some movies that don't need that long run time. But it makes the film very neatly paced, and once I actually got to figure some things out about how the film was structured, it made me more invested in the movie on my second viewing. Honestly, comment that you also got fantastic acting with Joaquin Phoenix once again delivering a top tier performance. I mean, he's one of those actors that you just cannot believe that he's gonna give like the best performances ever in any movie he's in, and this is no exception. He's one of those actors that has he really given a performance in the movie? If he has, let me clarify that below, but yeah. The acting in general is great, and in terms of cinematography, the directing, like, say what you will, like, in terms of cinematography, directing, and how the film was structured and handled, you cannot deny how phenomenal this film looks, how beautiful it looks, the different areas it does. There's even like an animation sequence in this movie that's just breathtaking in general. Like, in terms of that structure in general, you can't deny Ari Aster's craft and dedication to directing and directing films that are more and more different and unique than your usual film. And this film is no exception. Much of the writing is my on point, the editing again, certainly can kind of incoherent and flustered, I'm not denying that, but I think that was kind of Ari Aster's point, and directing someone whose anxiety felt them flustered and it can kind of make a good feel all scattered. So I think that was kind of the thing he was going for here. And I think that he does do a great job with actually still make you feel invested in that. Yeah, Beau is definitely a very relatable character in terms of anxiety. I think the other characters are also not that bad as well. The music I thought wasn't that bad either. Hell, I'm someone that didn't even mind the ending, honestly, which it's another thing I didn't some people be turned off by it, but I thought it was actually a surprise, actually. It actually was an interesting surprise ending that, at least for me, didn't make me feel like I was kind of wasting my time, so there was that. The directing is phenomenal, the acting is phenomenal, the messaging and the anxiety stuff. It has one of the most realistic portrayals of anxiety I have ever seen in a film. And this film, like with Hereditary, I could probably myself watching it again and probably push it more. I honestly wouldn't probably this one actually ends up being my favorite. I'm not calling that just yet. I'm not calling that just yet, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely gonna be high up on my favorite films of the year, that's for sure. So yeah, I absolutely love Beau Is Afraid. Honestly, I can definitely understand the hate for this movie, and I mean it's kind of like most H20 movies where people actions are definitely warranted, but just don't be a dick about it. Just don't like terrorize people or attack people whether they like it or not. Like, why should that matter to you? But the whole, Beau Is Afraid, I think, is a masterful film, another great addition for Ari Aster, and I definitely cannot wait to see what this director does going forward. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on Beau Is Afraid. I would love to know down below in the comment section what are your thoughts on Beau Is Afraid down below in the comment section. I would definitely love to know. And I do plan to do some more movie reviews on certain movies. Maybe I plan to do on every movie I see, but I would check some more on this going forward. I do enjoy doing some of these 4 movies every now and then. And again, let me know which side you fall on Beau Is Afraid. Are you like me, someone that has loves the movie, or you someone that just hates it, or do you just want to be in the middle? I would definitely let us know down below in the comment section. I am saying one world for some protections. I will see you next time. As always, stay cool, everybody. Peace.